We live in a magnificently abundant world, full of incredible nature, tasty food sources, and many opportunities for peace and relaxation. The northern end of Vancouver Island is an area that is naturally abundant in all the ways I just mentioned, and that is where we have just arrived. After transiting Johnstone Strait, we were somewhere we could finally catch fish again. Our biggest goal while up here was to restock our pantry with canned fish, crab, and pickled kelp. The kelp and crab situation would be fairly easy to figure out, but the fish was another question. The salmon population in the Broughtons had been almost to the point of collapse only a few years earlier, but due to the hard work of local First Nations and their settler allies, fish stocks had begun to rebound. We knew the salmon had begun to return to the area, but we didn't know in what capacity or if we would be able to find them. We just hoped we were going to be lucky enough to reach our goal. So we left Lagoon Cove with our lines ready to go in hopes that we would snag salmon on our way to some other beautiful locations.
We're just leaving Lagoon Cove where we had a nice night. It's a really nice place to come. Easy to get the dog to shore. They have a beautiful property with trails and just a great atmosphere. Of course, they have fuel and water and all the necessities. But we're gonna do some fishing today and hopefully catch a salmon. But another beautiful West Coast day.
So how's the fishing going, Logan?
We're not very good at fishing. We've had 3 bites and we've lost all 3 of them before we could get them to the boat.
We got a few bites on our lines, but when we were reeling in one of the fish, one of our reel handles managed to break and fly off into the water, leaving Logan to pull the fish in by hand.
I don't know if it's still on there. The metal snapped on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nope.
Whoa! Oh, I just spat the hook! Oh my god!
No! Are you kidding?
Oh!
Are you serious? Oh my god.
That was a beautiful fish too.
Salmon?
Yes, it was a salmon.
Catching fish isn't about sport for us. It's about feeding ourselves, deepening our connection to nature, and ultimately bringing us the freedom to live the life we want to. So when we're looking to feed ourselves and we continually lose fish, it's a pretty big disappointment. It's about more than us getting a tasty fish for our plates. There's more than just our dinner on the line. We were down one rod, yet still holding out hope that the second one would bring us the sustenance we so deeply desired. But still, that night we anchored without a fish on board. Well, it's a beautiful, calm, and foggy morning here at Dead Point, and I just heard 2 porpoises in the bay, but now they've disappeared. Of course, I didn't have a camera with me when I heard them, and then by the time I got the camera out, they were gone, but they were just hanging around the crab traps. I don't know where they went now, but hopefully they come back. The next morning we headed out into the fog with our remaining rod ready for some salmon, but we didn't have very much optimism about our odds. We wondered if we were cursed, or if we were going through some sort of test from the goddess of the water. Had we asked permission from the wrong gods in our naming ceremony? Had ignoring the local spirits of the water and our permissions meant that no fish were willing to give up their lives for us today? I didn't know, but one thing was for sure, I really wanted to eat some salmon. As we left the islands and headed out into Blackfish Sound, we still hadn't caught anything. But we decided to give fishing one last shot. We didn't think there was much of a chance, but as I sat there on the boat, I thanked the ocean for her abundance, and I asked her if she could give us a fish for our dinner.
Jumping behind the boat. Let's see if I can get him up here. Okay. You gonna let me come back? Yeah, I got it.
So there's this superstition that bananas are bad luck on a boat, and May in particular is convinced that this is legit and that this is why we didn't catch any fish yesterday. But we still had one banana on board when we just caught this fish today, and because of that and because of the fact that we just were given this incredible bounty, this beautiful fish that's going to feed us for days and days and days, we are going to offer the last banana to the ocean as a thank you for her bringing us this beautiful food. So here you go, ocean, and thank you very much. Bye, banana. And now May really can't use that as an excuse if we can't catch any fish for the rest of the summer, but we will. It's fine. That night we had dinner with our travel buddies May and Marty, sharing our bounty as they shared theirs. And armed with full bellies and a few more stories of the ones that got away, we were feeling pretty lucky. But if we wanted to do more than just feed ourselves for one night, we had a lot of work ahead of us, and we were also going to need a lot more luck. Well, friends, after a few days in Port McNeill, we're on the move again. This time we're heading, hopefully, out into the Broughtons. So we spent a few days catching up on all the things that we needed to do in town, and now we're traveling again. It also happens to be Logan's birthday. So our goal today is to get across Queen Charlotte Strait and into the Broughtons, but of course we're still in August and it's still living up to its name. We got out into the strait with plans to head back to some southern islands. However, the currents out there were stronger than we expected, and we quickly realized that we weren't going to be able to get to where we wanted to go. So we adjusted our plans to a very popular anchorage in the area. I honestly wasn't excited about heading there. In a place as magnificent and broad as the Broughtons, this destination seemed like an overly popular and subsequently overcrowded anchorage, which is the complete opposite of where we gravitate to. The entrance into this anchorage is a maze of islands and submerged rocks. Beautiful mounds of forest rise from the sea, seemingly from nowhere, and sprinkled in between these islands of trees are numerous kelp beds signaling the dangerous rocks concealed only feet below the surface. As soon as I saw this incredible scenery, my complaints disappeared. But the scenery was only the first of many gifts this beautiful place was about to give us. We settled into our new location just in time, because the next morning the rain started. With our goal of finding the salmon, this could have been a bummer for us, but instead we took this as an opportunity to finally slow down and relax after so much time spent working hard to get this boat sailing. It felt amazing to finally have a chance to truly take a break and enjoy all of our hard work paying off. What's going on, Max? So I'm about to take Max out. It's very wet, which is why I'm dressed like this. I got my boots on, all my fowlies.
He looks wet and cold.
So May and I are just about to go out fishing for rockfish and kelp, which obviously you don't really need to fish for kelp, but we're gonna collect some kelp so that we can can it and dry it. Yeah, we need more. And the guys are out looking for salmon right now, so we're hoping that by the end of the day we're gonna have some good reserves put together so that we can have food for the winter time. Yeah, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
May's just tying to the kelp. That'll be our anchor.
Yeah, there's a pole pitch.
Let's hope to God that kelp doesn't let go. But
Well, what's that?
we're in it.
We're in it, yeah.
We're in the kelp. You can also see right here, right there, there's like those white patches on the fronds. And those are the egg sacs. So we don't want to take those either because the kelp use those for reproduction. First, let's do some fishing.
Yeah.
That one?
Taryn got a fish! Taryn got a fish! Yes, into the bucket it goes! That's a rockfish.
So what kind of
Oh, quillback.
Quillback?
Quillback. Well done! First toss, and you got a fish!
That was so quick.
Oh, yeah.
That was fast. That's my first rockfish.
Woohoo!
Ever. He's got one. That is a beautiful fish, man.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Gorgeous.
Paddling another kelp because we don't get caught in the prop. Plus, anyway, Taryn needs the exercise.
Yeah, I do. It's true. Oh, wait.
Catch it on the way by. Going sideways.
Watch your hook. Of course, it would be that difficult. So if you look at this frond, you can see that there's not much to it. Like it's just kind of, I don't know, a browny, greeny color. So that one's looking real nice. There's Wind Gypsy. There's Logan and Marty right there. They've already caught some fish. May is slowly rowing us over to the next bed. It's not the comfiest dinghy to row with two people in it. You're going the wrong way!
No, gotta
But you guys want to get some fish because the fishing's really good right now.
Yeah.
We got
One rock cod, yeah.
So we just transferred the fish onto the boat that's still anchored, and now we're gonna go back out and try to all limit out. Which doesn't take long because you're only allowed one coho. You're only allowed one coho a person per day. Yeah, one wild, sorry. Now salmon fishing is all about timing. These beautiful fish don't stay in one place for very long. They follow similar migration patterns every year, but the size of the salmon runs can fluctuate greatly from year to year, as well as the days that they're in these locations.
Just like that. Let it go, let it go. Darren, bring the tip up. Yeah, not. You got too much line in. Oh, I can't reach it.
You gotta. Nice.
Yes!
Noise.
Nice fish!
With our limit of fish for the day, we headed back to Sea Lily to begin the preservation process. While we were doing our canning, another friend stopped by and offered us fresh prawns. I couldn't believe the bounty we were experiencing. Within hours, we'd caught enough food to feed us for well over a week, and that night we were going to eat like kings. I prepared ceviche and seafood chowder with what we'd caught. Marty made barbecued salmon and fried rice. Our dinner couldn't have been better. So for fish, there's salmon, flatfish, those flounder, rockfish, and prawn.
Oh my gosh.
Potentially a couple of shrimp too. After dinner, we took the dogs out, and I decided to take a few moments for myself. Sitting on a small island among so many others, I felt more full of gratitude than I'd ever felt in my life. There's something about having nature provide for you that is so empowering. Instead of having to work a job that we hate to pay for groceries in a store with subpar products that don't even taste good, we were able to feed ourselves from what was in front of us. The abundance we had experienced that day was beyond anything I'd imagined, and it made me stop and think about how this could possibly be a way of life every day. As I sat there on the island, I was surrounded by nodding onions, yarrow, and strawberries, as well as other edible plants. With incredible health benefits, that all were native to this area. But it wasn't lost on me that the abundance of this place has a lot to do with the indigenous people that have lived here for centuries, and who still inhabit this territory. There were many other places as well that we had found these edible plants that I'm certain were traditionally cultivated gardens. And in the bay, there was human-created clam gardens. This place was a haven for us because other humans with a vision for living in harmony with nature had chosen to cultivate it that way. The Kwakwaka'wakw people had made this choice to live in harmony with nature for millennia, and subsequently ensured abundance for themselves, other animals, and those of us of European descent who have done a terrible job of continuing that tradition. I spend a lot of time wondering how we can do a better job of being good guests and neighbors, both to nature and to the people whose territories we share. I hope that talking about it here and in our other videos can be a part of that. There is so much possibility in this world to make it better for all of us, and the change begins with us talking and dreaming and valuing community. That night I went to bed so full of gratitude for this day, for the abundance that nature had provided for us, and for the feeling in my bones that I was exactly where I was meant to be. What do you have? And how did you get it? How did you get a crab?
I caught it off the beach.
You caught it off the beach. That's big enough to eat, for
I think
sure.
so. We want to measure it though. Oh yeah.
I think it's legal.
She's a keeper.
Yeah, keeper.
Is it a he?
It's a he.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a keeper. He's not allowed to keep
So he couldn't quite reach it. It was not much from the crab, so he got a stick and stuck it, and the crab grabbed onto the claw.
No way.
The claw with his claw, and he pulled it in.
He broke the stick in half though.
So we're gonna get the dog.
Thanks so much for watching. We have lots more adventures like this one to share with you, and I hope you'll come back for more. See you next time.